7th, 2019. This is the Acushnet Planning Commission. Is there a motion to open the meeting?
Motion to open. Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
This meeting is being audio and videotaped per Mass General laws. Be kind enough to introduce yourself, starting with you, Mark.
Mark DeSilva.
Henry Young Planner.
Phil Mello.
Mark Sonorizio. With that, minutes from February 21st, 2019. Gentlemen, have you had an opportunity to read the minutes?
Motion to accept. I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
With that, we'll go right to there. Something's wrong here. We're always too quick. Item number 2.
Chairman, he's just too good.
Time for a raise. Vouchers.
He's a lifesaver.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Gonna be a good one tonight. I can feel it in my, but it must be that Jim Beam lager or something, huh?
There you go.
Item number 3, mail. Rochester Zoning Board of Appeals, New Bedford, Cove Street, Union, nothing on the lines. Planner update, you want to do that at the end of the meeting?
Do that at the end.
That's fantastic. And what do I have here? Item number 5. Response from town departments to 88 Wayne Lane, we'll add that when we come in at 7:15, we don't need that now, right? With that, I can go a couple minutes early, huh? It being 7:44.5. Is there a motion to continue the public hearing?
Motion to continue this public hearing on Lee's Estates.
All in favor?
Aye.
With that, please be kind enough to introduce yourself, gentlemen. We know why you're here, but all those people want that handsome face out there. Jeff, we had a lot of calls that like your face, they want to put you in the movie.
Really?
Yeah.
You must have bad vision. For the record, my name is Jeff Bowman from SciTech Engineering. Here representing the Moniz of DPM Development, the Moniz Estates application. I believe at the last meeting, we were just waiting for a couple of things. There was, I think the board was waiting for an opinion. I don't know if it's from town council or something to do with the sidewalks.
Yes.
Okay. And then the other outstanding issue was, we had gotten basically a verbal okay on the water line, the way we had it designed. But the Woodard and Curran, who does the analysis for the town, they hadn't done their, or at least provided like a memorandum of their findings. I did receive that today, this afternoon. I forwarded it to Henry. I believe Dan had passed out copies of that, which says that the water main, the way we have it designed on the plan, is adequate. So, I think those are the 2 outstanding items in the last meeting.
With that, excuse me. We were going to talk about some of the waivers.
Right. Two issues. One, just to clarify, because I wanted to provide a specific response to on the sidewalk responsibility. So I contacted Brian Noble, and if I can just paraphrase, essentially, on an unaccepted road, the developer or perhaps the owner that's written into the sale of the property, the developer or the owner is responsible for both the clearing and the maintenance of the road. Once the road has been accepted, the owner becomes responsible for the clearing, maintaining a clear pathway like shoveling snow. The town becomes responsible for the maintenance of the sidewalk. So that's the answer to Mr. Ellis's question.
Excuse me. In essence, if the person buys a home, the sidewalk is in front of his house, that person, after the road is accepted by the town, has to clear the sidewalk.
That is correct.
And he's legally bound if he doesn't.
Right.
Okay. You guys understand that one?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then just for due diligence, although it was mentioned, we did receive, here's a copy for everybody to just observe. Woodward and Curran did a water pressure analysis and essentially determined there's adequate water pressure for this subdivision. And that is on the, you just look at the very last page, the summary. Town's distribution system appears adequate to supply water to both existing residents and the proposed development. And they speak of, with the proposed new 8-inch water main in Moore Lane, fire protection in this area is predicted to improve approximately 20% from an average of 790 gallons per minute to 950 gallons per minute. So the infrastructure improvements for water that the developer is implementing to satisfy the requirements for this, Moniz Estates, is actually going to substantially improve the water pressure out in that area.
That's
People doing
excellent.
that. So that's a really,
People be real happy.
that's a
with that.
win-win situation for everyone, I think.
It's awesome.
And what, there were some,
With respect to waivers,
yes,
there was only one waiver that was requested, and that was for sidewalks, that there would be no sidewalks. So we've had several conversations on this, and you know, I think on one hand, there are factions that would like sidewalks on both sides of the street, and the developer wants no sidewalks. They've asked for a waiver on sidewalks altogether. Our subdivision regulations require for this type of road that there be sidewalks on one side of the street. That seems to be sort of the split the middle compromise position. That will provide safe pedestrian access to the development and within the development for folks that are using the sidewalk. So my recommendation is to stick to our subdivision regulations and require sidewalks on one side of the street.
is there a motion?
Motion.
I'll
Second.
second that, absolutely.
Before I finish on that and complete the motion, does it make any difference which side of the street? Is it up to
That would be up to the developer.
developer to decide which one that is?
And we'll condition the, if the board decides to approve the plan, we can condition the site plan approval to the waiver for sidewalks has been denied, and they have to resubmit a plan that shows sidewalks on one side.
Yeah.
Which side is the prerogative of the developer.
So motion is made, second to, instead of doing two or none, we're gonna do one sidewalk. Guys okay with that?
Yeah,
Okay.
yes. I believe we'd be putting it on the right side,
That's fine. Before, just,
this
that
location.
motion is made in second, all in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous on that? Okay, with that, you're all set. And the only question I have is, do you know when they're gonna change the street name? I had a couple questions on that. That's up to the street name committee
Yeah,
or?
My most recent conversation with Mr. Noble, town administrator, is that that would happen July 1st, beginning of the new year.
Great. Gentlemen, anything else we have to, do we have to wait for that new plan to decide to sign these plans for just which side of the street the sidewalk is on? Or do you have a Mylar tonight, Jeff?
I do not, but I mean, I could have one to the, within a couple of days.
Nope, that's fine. I mean,
You know,
you wanna put that in, you wanna know which side you wanna put it on, it's your decision, because.
As you're going into the development, it'd be on the right side.
On the right
yeah.
side,
Yes.
Okay.
East side, right?
Yep.
Yeah, east side, like, right in at the bottom here. Yeah, that's no problem, I mean, it's simple enough to add to the plan. Label the plan, I can run the Mylars, I could probably have everything to your office by Monday.
We have to have a meeting for that, though, don't we?
It's cleaner if we have one more meeting, continue this, one more meeting,
Mhm.
see the plans, and I can fashion the site plan approval very clearly. based on the date of the new plan. So my recommendation is to continue the meeting, allow the developer to add the sidewalks in, and then we can approve the plan at the following, at April's meeting.
You wanna do, are you jamming for this? Will 2 weeks or a month make a difference?
2 weeks would be awesome, if we could. That would help.
If we go the 28th? Okay, good with you guys? That's 1, 2, everything has to be in by December 26th. If we have anything else, I know there might be something else coming up to squeeze in, so if we do that,
That'd be fine. That'll work,
March 28th.
that'll work because I'll be asking for a public hearing for the bylaws.
Okay, great. So we'll do that. Our next meeting will be held March 28th. We come in at 6:45 again, with everything that you need, all, where you're gonna put the sidewalk, and for the people on, I can't remember the name of the street, but there will now be Margaret Street, those two houses.
Blaze
that
Drive
you
will
drive
become
by.
Margaret.
Those people out in TV land will tell them that. That'll come June 1st or July 1st?
July 1st.
July 1st, okay. We shouldn't need more than 10 to 15 minutes for that, right? That'll tell you guys, 6:45.
Very good.
5 minutes,
And what's the status of the roadway improvement plan that we had submitted? Is that, how do we go about?
So I will, in the site plan approval,
Yep.
we'll just condition that construction can't begin until the improvements to Moore Lane have been completed to
Okay.
the satisfaction of the DPW.
Okay, will
And
the board
same for
vote
water.
on that plan at the same time as the, so would that be like part of the record for the subdivision?
That'll be a separate project
Separate
altogether,
project.
but we will because it's not a subdivision,
Right.
right? But it's a prerequisite
Right,
infrastructure improvement to make this work.
okay. But like a formal decision on that by the board, would that be, on the 28th as well?
We could,
You can do that now, I mean, we're gonna accept it anyway, it don't make any difference. You wanna do it now, or you wanna do it then?
let's do it then so we get the
Okay.
wording exactly right. I wanna
Sure.
make sure you and I are on the same page
Okay.
as to what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Okay, so, I mean, that's 1, 2, 2.5 weeks. Okay,
Sounds good.
you can have it then, March 28th, 6:45 PM, same time, same station.
And when I have those plans ready, should I deliver them here?
Yes,
Okay,
just give me a heads up, so.
okay.
Tuesday's probably the best time, because Henry's here late on
Yep,
Tuesday nights.
Tuesday night.
When are you're heading out on vacation, when are you leaving?
Next week, but, PDF, send me a PDF.
Okay.
Be email and I'll look at them.
Yeah, I can do that, and I can get the hard copies here on Tuesday.
That's
drop
fine.
them off.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Excellent.
With that, is there,
Motion to continue the public hearing.
And, Mr. Manoise, you agree to continue for,
Yes, for the 2.5 weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
yep, okay, on the 28th? Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous? We will do that, continue the public hearing with a verbal yes from Mr. Manise. With that, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
We're getting closer. Spring's around the corner, as long as it doesn't
yeah.
snow again.
Yeah. Glad that was a weekend.
Huh? No, it's gonna rain, it's gonna rain and wash all the snow away, everything.
I hope so,
going
my
on,
driveway's
I'm
a
telling you.
mess. I live alone, God put it there, he's taking it away. It's frozen.
With that,
Thanks a lot.
okay,
Thank
guys,
you.
I scheduled the next one for 7:15. The solar at 88 Wing Lane, that's another public hearing, correct? So we have to wait till 7:15?
Yep.
Okay, with that, we'll take a 5-minute break and we'll be back. Back from our commercial break, it is 7:15. Is there a motion to continue the public hearing for the solar farm on 88 Wing Lane?
Motion to continue the public hearing.
Second it?
All in favor?
Aye.
Sir, if you'd be kind enough to introduce yourself to all the folks out in TV land and tell them why you're here.
Okay, sure. My name is Steve Poole from Lakeview Engineering, and with me is Alex Fox from CVE North America, the applicant. And this is for minor revisions to the previously approved solar field at 88 Wing Lane. And The revisions include some changes to the access, which was originally up in this area and has been moved down to, I'm sorry, from title. It's been moved down to here, from this end of the field down to here. And the roadway coming up along here has been widened, so that the panel's been pulled back a little bit. We've got a turnaround that comes in up at this end, so if somebody does, you know, if a fire truck, whatever, has to drive up there, there's an area to drive in, back up, and get back out. We've also added some battery storage components down in this area here that would, you know, pick up electricity, store it, and then throw it back into the grid, you know, in times when there's a higher demand. With those exceptions, this is pretty much the same plan. There's been some note changes and whatnot, but we still have the full berm and screening that comes down along all the sides here. This is the power lines coming across here, so there's still no proposal to do any work over in this area or in the area behind the houses on the other side of the power line. So everything will still be contained in this existing site. We've got a detention basin at the back, so any runoff, the site basically drains in this direction, so this will pick up any runoff and give it a chance to settle before it goes back out to the wetlands, back out in this area here. I think those are the primary changes. You know, there's been a few little modifications that the town had asked for that have been included on these plans, so.
Gentlemen, any questions before I ask the public?
I have a few.
Okay, Mark, you got anything?
No.
Cool. Henry, if you would, please.
Sure, I just wanted to note that the building inspector had submitted some correspondence to the board with respect to this property, and Atlantic had, the developer had responded to each of those, I think, very well. And that's this, located in that document. I think one of the key issues was the, you know, hammerhead turnaround. That was an issue for the building inspector and also for the fire chief. The fire chief also had a chance to review the plans, and in general, had no problem with the plan, and you each have a copy from Chief Gallagher. Okay. Chief Gallagher did have one concern with respect to the battery storage cabinets, because it's a pretty new item to have on the site. That was not in the original one. And there's, can you just point to that one?
Yep, this is the battery cabinets.
So, to address Chief Gallagher's concern, if the board decides to approve the site plan, then I've added conditions to the site plan, which I'd like to read, if that's okay.
If you would,
So
please.
these would be in response to Chief Gallagher's concern about the battery storage cabinets. Okay, so there are two conditions. The first one is, the pads upon which the storage containers sit shall be designed and constructed to the satisfaction of the Acushnet Fire Department in such a way as to provide primary containment of any unanticipated battery fluid loss. In addition, full compliance with the National Electric Code and NFPA 70 is expected. The second condition is the applicant shall provide additional information regarding battery storage and equipment pads to the Acushnet Fire Department as required to develop an emergency response plan prior to the issuance of a building permit. Both of those items were discussed with the developer, so everybody's in agreement on those conditions. Let's see, and then the assessor's office also had a couple of questions. First one is how much power is going to be generated, and that is 3.55 megawatts.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. And there was another question, how many solar panels will there be? And a lot.
So, yeah, it's a little over 9,000.
Right, right. So several thousand. And then is a, they ask, is a pilot payment move tax going to be discussed, as opposed to valorum taxation with the Board of Selectmen. That's not something that is, you know, relative to the approval process.
Okay.
I just raised that question. That's something you would probably want to take up with Mr. Noble, the
Yeah,
town
we want
administrator.
to, we want to negotiate pilot.
Right, so he would be the point of contact on
Okay, great. He's the assessor.
that. He's the
Town administrator.
town administrator.
Okay.
That's it.
That's all I have.
Any questions from the folks out in the audience? Please feel free. It's just a revision. I believe that the ownership changed, went from one person to another person with these revisions. That's why they're doing it.
Correct. It's still currently owned by 88 Wing Lane LLC.
Yep.
And CVE North America has, you know, PNS to buy this,
Okay.
subject obviously to your approval.
Guess we have to make a motion.
Yeah, I did have one more thing I wanted to just make sure was discussed, and that is the surety for decommissioning. So the surety for decommissioning on this project is $132,000. Presently, there's a little over 50,000, so the balance that would have to be brought up to make that 132,000 is $80,357. So I have a performance bond document that we will execute between the town and the developer. We don't vote on that tonight. That can be done anytime after the project is approved. It's referenced, executing that is referenced in the special permit.
Just so I understand, is it a bond, or I think we had discussed. when we-
Cashier's check.
Yeah, we make a check and it gets put into an escrow account.
Right.
Okay,
Correct.
yeah. sounds
And
good.
you said there is currently $50,000?
There's over 51
first
and
time
change
around?
from the first time around.
Yeah. So you're looking at the difference,
Correct.
whether 82,000 and 83,000?
Yeah, I have the exact,
I think it's 8,000 something.
$80,357 would be the amount on the cashier's check. And that will bring the total amount in that account, in that escrow account, up to $132,000.
Sounds good.
Okay. That, you all have a copy of a draft of the performance bond.
Yep.
And also, if you look at the special permit, it looks like this. Item 8 references the $132,000. It's highlighted.
Second page, right?
Right,
Down
second
below.
page.
Yep.
Second paragraph from the bottom.
And all the 36 things are all put together, everything we've been doing this for a long time. Yep.
Including the one thing we added was per the building inspector, was that we use deer-resistant vegetation for the vegetative
Yeah,
screen.
if they want a different kind of,
Yeah.
We won't specify what kind, but keep the deer away.
Yeah.
Not that it keeps the deer away, it keeps the deer from eating the vegetative screen. Bless you.
Thank you.
any
Yeah,
other
we do have a
questions?
note on there that talks about the various options for vegetation on the berm, and we obviously worked that out with Jim.
Right.
I know he has some feeling about certain plants being good, so.
Yep. Anybody else? With that, we have to make a motion to accept this, is that correct?
Unless the public had any.
Yep. Folks, anything?
To accept.
Second it.
All in favor? Unanimous. With that, there is a 21-day appeal period,
Correct.
so we cannot sign anything until that appeal period is up.
That's correct.
But we unanimously voted on it, and we'll go forward from this position. If you wanna, which one do you want today? It's where we got here.
Yes.
March 28th,
That's our next meeting.
probably tomorrow, 29th, 21st tomorrow, I guess.
So we bring you guys in at 7 o'clock on the 28th, that okay?
Is that 21 days? I think
think you're gonna find that it's 21 days from the time you file it with
Yeah.
the town clerk. so-
I mean, they don't have to come back in,
Mhm.
well, we have to sign everything.
Right.
There's a big signing party which would happen any day after the 28th.
Yeah.
So, remember how y'all went down to
Yep,
the
I
town's
saw all the
office?
stuff before.
Same thing.
We just wanna let you guys know that. Okay?
Okay,
So,
I mean, I don't think, since we're waiting to hear back from the utility, and I don't think we're gonna get a response in the next 21 days, it probably wouldn't be an issue, but if we did need would you be able to provide a letter saying that you had, voted to approve
Sure.
it if,
Pending appeal.
Pending appeal.
21-day appeal.
okay, all right, great, yeah, like I said, unfortunately, we're currently waiting for the utility.
Can I I'll drop that, but chairman will sign that, but I just need a motion to prepare that, because you're gonna sign this in absence of the
Yep.
meeting.
Is there a motion, gentlemen?
Make a motion to prepare the letter.
Well, second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous with that? When
I'll
you get the
draft it up.
opportunity, and any time after the 28th, we can all come in and sign it downstairs at the town clerk's office, correct?
Correct.
Is that okay for you, gentlemen?
Works for us.
Simple and sweet, neat and petite, thank you very much. Is there a motion to, come out of public hearing?
Motion to come out of public hearing.
Second it.
All in
Thank you
favor?
very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
With that, are you Greg, sir?
I am.
Please come in, feel free, we're gonna jack you up, you're not a public hearing, so you can come in early.
Thank you.
Be kind enough to put it up there on the board, and you can give me all the stuff.
All the
here.
goodies?
Yep. We'll probably be signing names, yep. But if you'd be kind enough to introduce yourself and tell us why you're here.
I'm Greg Nichols, South Coast Engineering. I'm here representing Lenny and Kay Landerman for their property at 187 Mattapoisett Road. Parcel is located about half a mile or so north of the intersection of Boston Road. It's roughly a 4.5 acre parcel. And what we're proposing to do is to separate it from here down to the road. This lot is 50,000 square feet. Frontage won't change, still 150 feet. Existing house, septic and well, are all on this piece. And the plan is to take, what I've labeled here as parcel A, 130,000 square feet. It's founded on the east by Tinkham Brook. This parcel here will be conveyed to the Buzzards Bay Coalition. So it's pretty much all I can say about the plan. It's pretty simple, straightforward.
You guys wanna take a quick look? Mark, you wanna look? Good. Good. So in essence, lot one, we'll keep the existing house and everything all together,
Correct.
and parcel A will be whatever it is to Buzzard Bay Coalition, correct?
Correct.
Simple as that? They're just putting a lot line in the middle?
Mm-hmm.
Probably too wet, what's it, really, really wet back there?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's pretty wet, yeah.
Good. Any questions, gentlemen?
Nope.
Henry?
Nope.
Too simple. They should all be this simple. Is there a motion?
Motion to accept.
Second it.
All in favor
Aye.
with that? I tell you what, yeah, take these, give me those 2 copies, I'll put them here and fold these papers. Mark, you can use the left pen and my lot. Start, Phil.
Let's say it's 7.
It is
Seven, right?
7th, correct.
This is with the pen, right?
No, any pen, yeah, not the magic pen. This is the magic.
Today's the seventh?
I guess it is.
I get the date, and we get the date too.
What do we got, new big pens, huh? Okay, well, you're signing that one. What'd you have a total on that? 3.33 acres, something like that?
No, that's what the assessor said, it's more than that, 4.4.
Okay.
They go right up to the edge of the brook, I think is where.
If you want, sign that one.
I didn't look at it.
No, that's sign the Mylar. I'll sign it and you can get this going on its way. And I'm just gonna check out this stuff. Form A, approval, Form A, Philip, stamp by town clerk. Yep. And if you would, Greg, just once they send this to the registry of deeds, and you get a book and a page.
Yep.
You'd be kind enough to call me or our secretary Donna, so we can put it on the paper so we have it.
Absolutely. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. They should be all that sweet. Let me just finish this up, design certificate, subdivision.
Have a good night, gentlemen, thank you.
That's right. They're all coming up.
Fantastic. Okay, our next appointment is at 7:45, so we'll take another break, Eric. Back from commercial break, it being 7:35. We are exploring Labonte Street. If you gentlemen be kind enough to introduce yourselves, tell us why you're here, so those handsome people out in TV land can see who you are.
Sure. I'm Al Ewing from Ewing Engineering.
I'm Ben Reese, I'm the landowner.
Got a couple of copies of the plan here. And I've got two sheets to this thing. And, down there. One is shows the lot layouts. Right there.
I'm fine. No, that's great.
And this is Pembroke Street. This is a paved street. Comes in from South Main Street, and this is a paper street that goes out and heads down towards
The power lines.
the power lines,
The
yeah,
quarry.
and the quarry down there.
Remember it.
So, I guess over here in the corner, the town owns a little postage stamp lot. Existing dwelling right here on the corner. I guess there's a couple of houses, 2-3 houses here. So, and there's sewer and water that runs through Pembroke Street. So we're proposing 3 lots, because the zoning allows, 10,000 square foot, so we've got 16,900, 1,647 over here. This lot has a lot of wetlands, but we still got room to put houses right there in a row. So we're proposing to build a 20-foot wide road down the middle of Levante, paved road, and connect to the sewer. We'll run a 6-inch sewer pipe down to a manhole at the end to service the last house. And then 12 feet over, we're gonna put a 6-inch ductile line pipe for a water main and a hydrant right there at the property line. So they'll all be able to have town water. And I've got the profiles down below there, which shows the existing center line and then the 20 feet left and right, and a finished road grade that would kind of come down to 1 + 50 right in here, and then it kind of goes up again a little bit down to the end. All basically is minimum or just slightly above the minimum pitches. Pretty much our proposal, because, you know, we're gonna have to file with conservation because there is a
lot of wetland.
yeah, there's a lot of wetlands in this area here, and there's 25 square feet that we're gonna have to alter. They call it a lost area. And we've got an area designated up in here for replication area. So I think it all works.
Yeah, we have the layout of the road going down the center of the paper street layout, except in the very beginning we pushed it over. I think the details on that second page there. Because
That's where that guy's house and driveway were or
yeah,
something
so
like that?
we've accommodated him by trying to push the layout of the road over so it doesn't run into his driveway or fence at all. And then I believe it's 150 feet in, bring the road back into the center of the layout there. I spoke with Dan Menard regarding what he would like for sewer and water. He said a 4-inch water line is fine. With 6-inch sewer, we ended up going 6-inch water line because he wanted something to be able to flush the main with at the end. And so that's where the fire hydrant is at the end, so it satisfies the fire chief and Dan Menard's requirements.
How long is the total road?
450 feet.
Yeah, 470, 474.
474.
Exactly. So there's no conflict with the property owner at 32 Pembroke? Because they have sort of encroached out into that paper street area.
Yes.
They were gonna move the roadway out of that?
Yeah, we're 13 feet off the sideline there, so we're staying away from his existing parking area.
Yeah, we
Continue to use that just the way it is now.
push the road layout over so it doesn't go into his driveway or the fence.
So you had a conversation with the fire chief?
I did. I spoke with him, and he said that's not for him to decide, that's for the planning board to decide.
Okay, I think he would want a hammerhead at the end, or some turnaround at the end. That's a typical ask on his part. I was gonna suggest you come in to meet with the department chairs. We do this, it's pretty common on Tuesday mornings. Many of the department chairs get together and we review a lot of things, sometimes projects like this, just so you get the benefit of input from police chief, fire chief, board of health, DPW all at once. I know you've spoken to DPW, it sounds like.
Yes.
But it's a good way to flush out any unexpected issues.
Okay.
Concom will be there as well. I know you have to file with them.
Sure.
Yes.
But just to have an advanced conversation is a good thing.
Absolutely.
The next time that that could happen is Tuesday the 19th. I'm out next week. But love to have you guys come in.
It's Tuesday during the morning sometime, 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock?
Probably have you all come in around 9:30.
Okay.
We meet at 9 o'clock. You could show up at 9 o'clock and we'll try to get you in around 9:30.
All right.
I'll speak to town administrator to get you on the agenda.
Is the meeting here?
It's down in the town administrator's office.
Okay.
First floor of town hall.
I get you. Okay.
No, when was it? Can I talk right now? You're all set. It was about over a year ago we went there and looked at that,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Now, if I remember right, that floods out pretty good over there when it rains.
Yes, in the
Now,
winter.
under the street, you have like a tunnel,
Yes.
a pipe.
Yep.
Now, with pushing that road over, are you gonna be encroaching that pipe at all, or?
No, that pipe's into the lot quite a bit, yes. You can see
Alright,
it.
I don't, like I said, it's been over a year, but I remember that, and I remember talking to a friend of mine who lived in that neighborhood, and he was worried about you guys changing stuff around in their houses flooding out, nothing will be changing the water
No,
flow there.
No, we're not
right?
getting
the
close
water
to
will
that.
still run to the back of the property.
The way it always runs all the way,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, it was more or less the pipe under the road, I wasn't sure where it was, I forgot.
Yes, no, it's right in here.
Cause I remember that it floods out there pretty good when it rains, when the wet season.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is this gentleman here, he owns
Yeah.
all this whole lot,
No, he just owns,
right where the line is?
yes, yeah, his lot is not much bigger than his house.
Yep.
It's 80 feet deep.
Now, who owns all these? You don't know?
There's two other houses on Dalton Street there.
Okay, so they come in Dalton, I understand, okay.
Yeah, I've got the names here on the first sheet.
James Solier and Alexander Duff.
I got you.
Yeah.
Huh?
Pretty good, huh?
They're doing great. Can't ask for better. It's just, there's nothing they can do because those are already existing lots. They can't add a house on, they can't put anything else on. It's there. The only thing that might come up is sidewalks, right?
Yep.
New existing, they want sidewalks. Okay, so get ready for it. I'm
Okay.
telling you that now.
Yep.
Okay? Is there anything else, because we walked this before,
Sidewalks are gonna need a hammer or something.
a hammerhead down the
On the
end?
bottom.
I don't know what's down here, you have a 20-foot layout for the road? 40-foot wide, but a 20-foot layout, correct?
Yes.
So you should be able to make something down there, or
Right,
an
right into the
easement
power
down.
lines. Well,
Yeah, go right into PJ Keating. 40-foot layout should be able to make that around. Okay, so with that, we will continue exploring this. You will make a time with Henry on a Tuesday morning to come up and bring it and put all the heads of all the departments so they can all see it at once and ask their questions.
Sure.
Okay?
Sounds great.
Guys, anything else? You were concerned with that pipe is up here somewhere?
Yeah, well, just when they said they're bringing the road up, they're
Oh,
moving the road a
this
little
way,
bit.
yeah. Well, to make it nice for that guy, cause he put a
No,
fence there.
no,
yeah.
I think that's awesome, I
Yep.
just didn't know if the pipe was over here, cause remember that the land drops down there, it's a
Yep.
hole. I didn't know if the pipe went in over there, I just wasn't sure where it was. Been over a year, like you said, since you've been
Yeah,
down
it's been a
there.
little while.
Amazing, what a memory, Bill.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
But I remember across the, yeah, full of mice. But I remember across the street, you got them gullies, and it was dry at that time, but it fills
Yeah.
right up with water.
Yes. No, the road layout would still be, I didn't scale it exactly, but it looks like we're roughly 50 feet away.
Right.
So it shouldn't mess with
So we'll
the water at
continue
all.
exploring this, and that's good for you, we don't have to vote on anything, we don't have to do anything. Cause you're probably gonna put the hammerhead in here, do something different, I don't know what else, there's probably something else that you probably put on the
Okay. And what kind of sidewalks are we looking at?
plan. 50 feet wide.
Granite.
Yeah.
When you go to talk to all the heads, they will explain it to you.
Okay.
Okay, it might be, I don't know, they're into sidewalks now, that's all I can tell you.
Alright.
Okay? Take all these with you. Henry, you want one of these?
Yeah.
You want more for,
I'll take as many as you give me, because I'm going to distribute them.
and from this point, we'll move on, and at that time, if you want to proceed, just give us a call, our next meeting will be the 28th.
Okay. And they
We'll go
told-
from there, Okay?
Oh, March.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Okay.
There'll be none in April.
Yeah, make the next March one, or it's in May.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Should I give you a call tomorrow?
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, do you have a card or anything?
I think I still have your number from
Okay, yeah.
from the last go around.
That's fine.
All right.
All right, very good.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
All right,
Okay.
thank you.
Good night.
Have a great night. With that, Lena's update,
That's what we
this is it,
discussed
right here,
tonight,
we're all
right.
done.
Yeah.
With that, gentlemen, is there a motion to
Motion to
adjourn
adjourn.
at 7:50?
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, folks, our next meeting will be the 28th.